The actual process of making, the zone, as I know a lot of people call it, whether it's in sports or in the making of art, you're sort of in this space where time ceases to exist. An hour could go by or 6 hours can go by and it all feels the same. But you are very much in a kind of spiritual connection in that experience with everything. It's really profound. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen.
Right. Yeah. I love that. And it's so, even thinking about those moments where you're really tuned in or not. I mean, it sort of is a tuning in and sort of is a tuning out as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
an instinctive process. Yeah. And I personally, I find that's the best work when you've gone through that process.
Yes, that's why it's not always an act of love, because you're not always in that space. And sometimes it can feel like you're torturing whatever it is you're making.
When you feel that, like, what are the warning signs you look out for? Is it a physical thing or is it an intellectual process?
I think it's both. I definitely can tell when I'm making something if it feels like I'm torturing the canvas, the paper, the iPad, whatever it is. It just feels like, oh, this is not happening. And there's like a kind of stiffness and kind of frozenness to whatever it is. And then there are times if it, the more easy it looks like you made it, chances are the more effort you've put into it. But I think you have to, in some cases, at least for me, maybe not everybody, but in most cases for me, I have to get through that to open the door to the zone. So part of it is now knowing. I'm old enough to know that, to expect that that's going to happen. Like there is a certain amount of work that I have to do to get to that open door.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And as someone with ADHD, I also have days where I have total paralysis and I can't do something. And I've learned fairly recently to not fight that, to not try and push against that, because then all I'll do is spend the entire day guilt tripping myself into thinking I should be doing X, Y, Z.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas actually if I go for a walk or play with the pets or, do something that I actually love and enjoy, it kind of unlocks everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Walking for me does that too. I think I get every idea I've ever had in the process of walking.
I like that. Yeah. And it's like, does it matter where you're walking for you? Does it have to be sort of, lots of green or lots of water, or is it just getting out?
The main thing is that there needs to be some destination. So I go back and forth between living in New York and living in Los Angeles. And I love walking everywhere in New York. I walk as much as I can. I prefer walking to any type of other transportation. And in Manhattan, it's really easy. And I also live well within walking distance of my office at the School of Visual Arts. For me, I like having a direction to go. Whereas in LA, it's a lot harder. We don't live in a real walkable neighborhood town. Like I can walk around the block and just see lots of other houses. So I do that with my dog, but it's nowhere as near as sort of purposeful as going from point A to point B. It's not point A to point B to point A. There's a sort of journey in it.
I'm going to try that next time, because I tend to just go for a wander and get some fresh air and get out into nature. So I'm going to try having a little bit more of a purposeful stride and seeing how that works.
Yeah, for me, I think it is about knowing that there is this sort of pocket of time where I can essentially get lost consciously, because I know so well, even in my sleep, how to get where I'm going. So I think that I'm able to rely on my subconscious to take me where I need to go. Sometimes I don't even know how I cross the street, but it's very deliberate.
It's a bit like driving a route you've driven lots. You're there and paying attention to all the levers and pushing the things and changing the whatnots and noticing other cars, but you just suddenly somehow turn up at your destination that you've driven to 1,000 times before.
Exactly.